Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading for March 2023. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm just going to jump straight in with your reading, Virgo. As always, all the information that you need to know about me can be found in the description box below. I did channel a message in your pre-shuffle. I pre-shuffled the cards beforehand, before I started recording, and I was getting something about communication, okay, and communication being a God-given gift. Now, it's really interesting and weird that this has come up, but really what I was getting was we don't get to decide whether we have the ability to communicate when we're born. It's not something that our parents get to decide for us either. It's actually a gift from the universe. The message that I was getting was whatever it is that whatever knowledge you contain, okay, or whatever it is that you want to communicate to others is a gift, okay? So whether you believe that or not, whether you realize that or not, I was really getting Libra energy, and I was also getting some type of newfound skill, okay? So, but it has to do with communication, it has to do with presentation, the words that you use, the way that you put this across, your message across. I'm getting that you're a really clear communicator, or that you can speak very clearly on a certain subject matter, or that you're able to explain things in a particular way that resonates with other people. So if you are fearful of putting yourself out there, or if there's something holding you back, if you think that you don't have what it takes to be able to communicate or to get something off your chest, Spirit's telling me that this is a God-given gift. This is something that comes very naturally to you. For that reason, it may be something that you don't notice in yourself. However, other people do notice it in you. Okay, so that's really the message that I was getting whilst I was pre-shuffling. So I'm just going to jump straight into your reading, Virgo, see if we've got what we've got coming up, and see if what comes out resonates with the channeled message that I've just got. Of course, it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. So just bear that in mind. And if you need to flip the roles, then do so. Okay, use your discretion. Okay, so straight out of the bag, I'm getting abundance. Okay, so money, love, contentment. There's a lot of nice energy here for you, Virgo. Wow, you've got some good cards. Oh, wow, this is a good reading. Okay, let's get into it. So right in the middle of your spread, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles talks about abundance. This talks about looking good, smelling good, feeling good. You know, you're in a really good place at the moment, very centered, very grounded. This is the card of made of money, okay? So this is the card of somebody who literally is able to speak things into manifestation. Money's looking good for you at the moment, absolutely. Financial independence, okay? So if you set out on a business, if it's something, you know, I'm just getting something with communicating. It's almost like that's bringing you in a lot of money, okay? So you may have actually graduated as well, I'm hearing. So you may have kind of completed some course of study, or you're actually in your final, you're at the final hurdle basically. You're feeling really good about yourself. You've put the hard work in, you've put the effort in, you've done everything that you've needed to do, and it's almost like you're there now. The Queen of Pentacles is crossing this, which again is just kind of adding to the fact that you are feeling really good about yourself right now. You're in this state of just relaxation. The Queen of Pentacles is cardinal earth, and it really talks about initiation of the physical world, bringing something into being, bringing something, the Queen being a cardinal sign is very much action oriented. She goes after what she wants. This is a card of the nurturing mother. This is a card of someone that's always busy, always has something to do, but is very content in doing that, okay? I'm really picked. There's lots of earthy energy here. So this is interesting, because this is really telling me that you're in a very grounded place at the moment. You're feeling really, really good. I'm just enjoying the energy while I'm sat in it, to be honest with you. The Queen of Pentacles, sometimes, she's like a lower level if you want to put it that way, Empress. Now, the Empress is the Divine Mother. The Empress is, you know, the overseer of the material realm. She's the one that develops and grows things and, you know, brings things into being. It's almost like you've embodied that Empress energy. You're really manifesting the environment that you want to be in. I just feel like money's improved. Your well-being, general well-being, you've had like a glow up basically, and it's showing. And I feel like you're radiating just like this healthy glow. You know, people may be saying, you know, have you changed your hair? And, you know, things like that, because there's just something about your aura that's very, very different. And I think it's that contentment. I think it's, you know, you finally reached a place of, we made it. The Queens are very emotional, okay? So this is singing to your emotions. You know, at the moment, you're in a very placid, grounded, practically abundant energy field, basically. The Ten of Cups we've got in the past, okay? So this card really speaks to family, but more so it speaks to emotional fulfillment. It speaks to, you know, everything coming into alignment. The Ten of Cups for me is the fantasy card. This is the card that we all dream of. Okay, so something in your recent past has manifested, and it was something that you dreamed of. Could be in relation to a relationship, because we have got this Ace of Cups here. So if you are in a relationship or you've recently entered into a relationship, this is a relationship. It's kind of the relationship that you've always asked for. It's the relationship that you've always hoped for, okay? And I feel like by doing the work on yourself, by putting in the effort in your own character, you know, creating your own what's the word? Just kind of, you know, developing and working on your personality, your psyche, you know, everything to do with you, your environment, you know, the things that you invest your time into, that kind of thing. It's kind of ushered in this new love. Okay. And it was the type of love that you've always dreamed of. And I just feel like you just sat in that energy now and you're really just soaking it up. This is amazing. Actually, it's a really nice reading so far. Okay, right behind the Ace of Cups, we've got the Empress again. The Empress is the Divine Mother. This is the card I was speaking about. You know, this is the card of growth, development, creativity, you know, things coming into being. Nothing comes into being without the Empress's blessing, okay? And again, behind that, we've got the Knight of Cups confirming. The Knight of Cups talks about that knight in shining armour, somebody that comes in, sweeps you off your feet, tells you everything that you want to hear. You know, this is someone who is very, very romantic. Can you see he's got the roses in his hand? He's very, very romantic. I feel like you don't really know what to expect with this person as well. So it's almost like they take you by surprise sometimes, you know, like with those really sweet gestures, roses, chocolates, you know, this could be male or female, like you say, it doesn't matter. But they've come in like a knight in shining armour and they've really swept you off your feet and they've shown you all of those things that maybe in past relationships you were missing, and you're kind of soaking that up at the moment. You're really enjoying it. You're feeling really good about yourself and you're feeling very rested. That's really what I'm trying to say here. You're feeling very, very rested. It's almost like all that chaos, you know, all that kind of toing and froing and you know, all that energy that life throws at you, it's kind of come to a standstill. You're very placid, very grounded at the moment, which is just amazing. We've got the Six of Pentacles, which is crowning this reading. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles to me really talks about an equal give and take, a fair exchange. This is the card of charity. Okay, doing things for the what I'm trying to say, you know, operating from the heart space, doing things because it makes you feel good. So it's like this equal give and take. It's like, you know, this is a very balanced relationship with this Knight of Cups that's coming here. So Knight of Cups is a water sign, but more specifically, it could be a Pisces. I feel like this person may struggle to tell you how they feel, okay? So they actually put it into action. So rather than telling you how much they love you, they will make small gestures, okay? They will take you out, they'll romance you, they'll do nice things for you, they'll buy you small gifts, you know, things like that. That's their way of showing their affection. Okay, and it's almost like you are completely lapping that up and you're saying, yes, spoil me, I deserve it. I deserve it. I've worked really hard on myself. You know, it's almost like everything's coming to alignment, but because you willed it so, and you've attracted somebody because of your vibration, you know, and you're saying, yeah, spoil me, I worth it. You know your worth now, you know your value. So there's a really nice give and take. There's a really nice sense of harmony and balance between the two of you. It's a really beautiful exchange, to be honest with you. I do feel, though, sometimes that you do get stuck in the past. Okay, I feel like, okay, so the Six of Cups can really talk about somebody coming back from the past, but also it can talk about nostalgia. Okay, thinking back on past things, past events, past people, past relationships, and just seeing how much you've developed and grown since from then, how much things have developed and grew you as a person, if that makes sense. If you can see in the card, we're looking at this guy and he's reminiscing back to his childhood. This lighting's really poor, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so it's almost like he's reminiscing and he's thinking back. And I feel like you're just really glad that you made the choices and decisions that you have made, okay? You're really glad that you left in the past. You walked away from a lot of things, let's just say, and at the time it may have been very difficult for you. It may have been very heart-wrenching. It may have, touched you in those places that were really, they're hard to heal, basically. But it's almost like you're in this energy of, I'm really glad I did that, because look at what I've got now. Look at what I'm surrounded with. Look at the love and abundance that I'm bringing into my life, because I made those hard decisions. And that's what's put me where I am today. So there's an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Again, valuing the self. I just feel like you're feeling really good about yourself right now. In the future position, we've got the Star card. Again, the star is indicating about all them dreams coming true, wishes coming true. I feel like you're really looking to the future now and saying, anything could happen. You're really kind of opening yourself up and saying, letting that love in, letting the universe in, letting the universe kind of have its way, basically. I'm seeing crystals as well, so someone could have bought you some jewelry recently, or they could have shown you something. I'm seeing like jewelry, or like a ring, like a diamond ring or something like that. Maybe somebody's been proposed to recently, and it's almost like you can't quite believe it, and you're feeling like, what's the word? Lady of the something, Lady of the Manor. Okay, Lady of the Manor. That's what I'm getting. This is someone you feel very established in this relationship. You feel very valued and very respected. And it's almost like, again, Lady of the Manor. So now I'm seeing a house. It could be that somebody's presented you with a key or something like that and said, let's move in together, or some kind of proposal's been made in regards to a relationship. And it's almost like you sat there in disbelief and saying to yourself, I never thought that this would happen. I never thought this would happen to me. I've seen it, in the relationships of other people. I've seen it happening in my environment, but I never thought that I'd be the one that is blessed with all of this, blessed with all this love, because this is a blessing, absolutely. When the Ace of Cups shows up, this really talks about a gift from the universe, and this is a gift of love, joy, really feeling, that heart space vibrating, okay? I do see a pregnancy as well. Okay, so there could be somebody that's recently found out that they're pregnant, or somebody could be falling on pregnant. It's almost like a growth in love, a growth. It's almost like, it's like an expansion, is what I'm trying to say, within the relationship, within the confines of the relationship. This might be why you're taking very good care of your health at the moment, making sure that what you put into your body is actually doing you good. I'm seeing like macros, nutrition, dietary supplements, things of that nature, really taking care of the body, because you are housing a little seed, you're housing a child. I'm just seeing like vibrations being, your vibrations being risen, your vibrations being higher, if that makes sense. There's an energy of, I'm just seeing like in my wildest dreams, I could never have imagined a love like this. This is really nice. This is like two people that have come together and just merged. I'm getting like this blended energy, so you could actually have like a biracial family. There could be like a blending of culture or ethnicity or something like that. But you actually go together very, very well. This is two people that, I wouldn't say complete one another, because I don't think that another person should complete you, but it's almost like two people really, it's kind of like an interdependent relationship, if that makes sense, rather than a codependent relationship. There's two people that are very independent, but independently together. So that's a really nice energy, and I am seeing children again here. So you could have children. There could be two children. There could be three children, two or three children. I'm seeing. I do think that it could be two children and a third on the way as well. So if that resonates for somebody, this is your reading. You'll know if it's your reading because you'll feel it in the heart space. Whatever I'm describing will really touch you somewhere. And if that's happening, then you can take up this is your reading. I am getting, the only major card that I've got on the spread here is the Star. Now, the Star is Aquarius energy. Aquarius talks about the group. So again, we're being directed towards this idea of family or a group of people. I'm just seeing like the development and the growth of a family. Again, with the pregnancy, you're potentially moving in together. This is really nice energy, but it's all very much happening in the physical realm. This is something that's very close to your heart space, and it's something that you've wished and hoped for, okay? You can't quite believe your luck. I feel like your life's changed quite considerably, actually, as well. Maybe you were on a certain path. Maybe you was on a particular path. You was just focusing on your money. You were just focusing on making your world somewhere that you're happy to be in. You were creating an environment for yourself where you could thrive. And it's almost like this love came out of nowhere. And you know what? That's often how it works. Those are the best types of relationships, I think, because it's when we're not really feeling needy. We're not really feeling like we need another person to complete us. We're quite all right on our own. We're doing what we're doing. We're getting shit done. We're manifesting. We're bringing things in. Our vibrations are high. That's when we attract people, and it's these people that we never expected to meet. There is a thing about, when you split up with somebody, you always think that you've lost the best thing that could have ever happened to you until you meet that next person. And then you're like, oh my God, no, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. So I also feel like it's like that, it's kind of taking you by surprise, this relationship. Four of Swords. Okay, so the Four of Swords has come in. Now, this talks about gathering your thoughts. This talks about, this is very different energy to what I've been picking up, because there is a sense of concern here with this Four of Swords. It can symbolise peace of mind, okay, but it can also symbolise needing to take a bit of a break, a bit of a rest from a situation. Let's get some more cards and we'll see. Okay, so this Four of Swords is really talking about maybe trying to just take a bit of a respite, okay? Maybe things are happening and progressing quite quickly. The Ace of Pentacles is coming up, and this is really talking to what I said before about somebody making a proposal, okay? This proposal is something that has weight, but it's also a seed. Again, this seed symbolic of a new child, a birth, conception. It's almost like this gift from the universe is ready to be dropped into the soil. So it's almost like conception. Someone may be quite worried about this. And again, I'm just looking at this lady. She's laid in bed. I don't know if you can see with this light, but she's laid in bed and she's got a hand over her stomach. And it's almost like she's saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? But these thoughts are being kept very, very private. So there could be an element of concern here with regards to a pregnancy. Somebody could be quite worried about it. They could be saying, how has this happened? And, all those thoughts that go through your head when you are, when something big happens to you. Fours represent stability, but they also represent squares as well. And squares can indicate conflict and struggle and strife. In astrology, they're very difficult aspects, but they're challenging aspects. So it almost requires you to take some kind of action, okay? So in order to reach a resolution. So you may be struggling with the idea of being pregnant, okay, or your partner being pregnant, or again, it's almost like an addition. Something's being added now, which I was saying before. Additives, I can see additives of some kind or supplements. But there's an element of concern here, okay? So concern could be in regards to money. It could be in regards to finances. Maybe you're concerned about the fact that you don't have enough money, or something along those lines. Whatever's going on here is very much being brought into the physical world, okay? So I am getting this really dreamy this very dreamlike euphoria when it comes to the relationship, and it's almost like that's been manifest. So it's almost like you've created this thing together, which is why I keep picking up child or a baby or something along those lines. The King of Swords is showing up here, telling me that this is a very serious matter. This is something that's been taken very, very seriously. The King of Swords doesn't fuck about. This is someone who's very, very serious. This is like militant type thinking. I am so serious right now. Like, it's almost like that. Like, this isn't the time to mess about. This isn't the time for jokes. You know, you may be needing to have a serious conversation with somebody. Somebody may be needing to have a serious conversation with you. It could be in regards to a pregnancy. Again, the King of Swords is fixed air, so it's Aquarius again. So it's singing to this energy of the group. You know, the group, the associates. What else can I say? Friendship. It's like friendship. You know, that it's the 11th house. It's the house of friendship. It's the house of people that have something in common, something in familiar. Politics is coming up as well now. So politics could be very, it could be confirmation for someone, but there's something to do with politics that's showing itself to me as well. There could be some arguments, okay? I just see that someone's communicating very directly. Now, let's go back to what I was saying originally when I was channeling. Someone has a way with words, okay? And the message that I was channeling was really saying that, you know, your communication skills are a God-given gift, so use them. So I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had. Some of you may be very reluctant to have this conversation. Some of you may be quite scared, okay? But that's, again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, I was saying this is a God-given gift, the God-given gift being a child. So there's a serious communication that needs to take place in regards to a pregnancy here. I'm seeing very fertile as well. So somebody is very, very fertile. Somebody possibly falls on quite easy. I'm just seeing lots of seeds, okay? So I don't think that this is the first child, absolutely. I feel like there's children already involved, and there's a sense of worry there because it's like, oh, God, another baby. And it's not like, oh, my gosh, I don't want to be pregnant, but it's causing a sense of concern. This could be the first child with this person, okay? You could have children outside of this relationship. But it's something that's been taken very, very seriously. You may be experiencing morning sickness, I'm seeing, okay? So you may be feeling quite sick on a morning. I'm seeing orange juice as well, so that could be confirmation for somebody. So you may have noticed you've been drinking a lot more orange juice or something like that. Or orange juice could really be making you feel sick right now. So even the thought of it is just like, oh, it's too much to bear. Something along those lines. Temperance is here. Now, temperance talks about the passions. You know, the temperance card, when it comes up, it talks about all things in moderation. I'm seeing drinks again. So drinks, you know, orange juice or drinks being mixed. So you could have noticed that you weren't quite right, okay, or you could have noticed that something was a little bit off when you had a certain drink, okay. So I'm really just getting this orange juice, this OJ. It's almost like you had a drink, it had a mixer in it, or orange juice was the mixer, something like that, and it really made you feel quite sick. And then it dawned on you that there's a potential that you could be pregnant, something along those lines, right? Because temperance is showing up, and this is really Sagittarius energy. Now, Sagittarius energy is very much, again, about growth, expansion, exploration. It talks about culture, okay? It talks about books and knowledge and broadening the perspective and expansion more than anything. That's really what I'm picking up. Again, it's indicative of the mind, but it's also about the written word, okay? So you may be reading, you may be researching and reading up about these things and, you know, Googling, you know, when you're feeling a certain way, Googling it and trying to kind of wrap your head around it. That's really what I'm trying to get at. You're really trying to wrap your head around this and you're not really sure how you feel about it right now. In terms of the relationship, I think the relationship between you and this other person is okay. It's just kind of what's developed from that. Maybe you weren't ready for it right now and it's taking you by surprise. it's not necessarily a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I just feel like you may be in a state of shock right now. You're really kind of here, there, and everywhere. You don't really know where to place your energy. You're very, very up and down. You could be feeling quite sick. I am seeing something about hormones as well now. So your hormones are probably all over the place. You may be urinating quite a lot. Again, this is with this OJ showing up, I'm picking up urination as well. So it could be that you're urinating quite a lot and you were thinking, hang on a minute, I'm going to the toilet quite a lot. And it's just kind of led you to look into this a little bit further. So again, we've got this relationship, we've got this heart space being activated, we've got the Empress indicating growth and development, okay? The Divine Mother, this is the mother, again, Knight of Cups showing up as this knight in shining armour. This is someone that's come in, swept you off your feet, okay? Probably give you more than you were expecting, to be quite honest. And the moon, again, the moon talks about what's going on beneath the surface. So something is ready to come out, something is ready to be revealed. The moon really talks about secrets, it talks about things not being seen, things not being as obvious. Okay, so you might not be showing yet. You may be in the early stages of pregnancy right now and you're not quite showing and you're keeping it very much under wraps. But definitely something is growing in the background. Absolutely. I'm just seeing this development of this little seed, this little embryo, and I feel like it's a bit of a secret right now. Nobody knows about it. I'm also seeing that you could have realised that when you was drinking, maybe drinking alcohol, it was making you really, really sick. So that's what led you to believe that you were pregnant. I feel like maybe you took a test and then it confirmed it. So right now you're aware that this is happening, but it's all very, very quiet. And, no, you haven't told anybody. The High Priestess, again, really symbolic of keeping your mouth shut, okay, looking for the signs and the signals. It's almost like you're really keeping an ear out. You're really going within and saying, man, what do I need to do about this? Which way am I going to go? How am I going to communicate this? You might maybe at a loss for words right now because you don't really know how you feel about it. So you're really going within, you're really trying to find those right words. Now, again, I'm going back to the channeled message in the beginning where we were saying your ability to communicate is your God-given gift, okay? There is importance in it, is what I'm trying to stress. Whatever it is that you've got to say, it's important, okay? And when I was channeling, I did see the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is, again, represents children. It represents the physical form, the physical body. It represents learning new skills, new ways to do things, new abilities. It talks about something in its very first stages of development. So I am picking up pregnancy very, very heavily, okay? Okay, so, right. I'm picking up, we've got the Three of Swords here. So this talks about heartbreak, but it also talks about losses, okay? Five of Wands indicates some kind of internal conflict or some type of struggle. Again, that's indicative of the square that I was mentioning earlier. This tension, this struggle, this, oh my God, what am I going to do? Being a bit all over the place, not really. This relationship is really grounding. It's nice, but were you ready for it to progress in this way? Maybe not. Maybe you were just sat in that energy of, I just want to enjoy this for what it is right now. And out of the blue, with the moon card, out of the blue, you realize that you're pregnant and it's almost like, and it's brought this sense of conflict within. I feel like you may have lost children in the past as well with this Three of Swords, because this is still the Empress energy, heartbreak, and this is, turmoil, inner turmoil, emotional turmoil. So I am picking up that you may have lost children in the past and it really kind of broke your heart. Possible miscarriages, that kind of thing, which is why you're thinking, shall I continue with this? Is this something that I want? I feel like you've really been through it in regards to childbearing in the past. Let's just say that you don't want to experience that again. Maybe that's what's causing this sense of tension and conflict and worry, okay? The King of Swords is showing up again. This is confirmation that this is something that's been taken very, very seriously. There's no joke when it comes to this. The King of Swords can be somebody that's very cold, very detached, very icy. Maybe this is how you felt in the past when you miscarried or something along those lines. You know, it really just gave you this very bleak outlook on life. And it's taken you a lot to get away from that. You know, now you're in this Queen of Pentacles energy where you're actually really absorbing life and feeling quite good. You know, maybe it's bringing up past hurts again with this Six of Cups. Maybe this is what it is. You know, bringing up these past hurts. You know, digging up this past energy. Okay. I am seeing happiness within the home, but at the same time, there's a defensiveness. Okay. So maybe, like I said, you know, I do feel like you are quite content in this relationship. I do feel like there is happiness there. I feel like you enjoy each other's company. I feel like the dynamic that's going on at the moment is, you know, it's lovely to be around. It's nice energy to be in. You are high vibing with each other. However, it's almost like there's this defensiveness of I wasn't really ready for this, or this is as far as I'm willing to take it at this time. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like this has been very, very unexpected. Let's have a look at this King of Cups, this Knight of Cups before we move on to another deck. I really just want to see what energy would pull for this Knight of Cups. Get some insight on this Knight of Cups, this other person. Ace of Swords and Four of Cups. Okay. So with regard to this Knight of Cups, this person that's entered your life, we've got the Ace of Swords here. Now, the Ace of Swords really talks to me about somebody that is acknowledging that there's something going on. Okay, so they may not be speaking on it, they may not be talking about it right now, but it's almost like the kind of side-eyeing and going, something's off, something's not quite right. You know, they may be just kind of looking again from just hearing that those signs and signals. They're looking at you, maybe they're watching your routines shifted a little bit, or they're recognizing and noticing that you're going to the toilet a little bit more. That just keeps coming up for me. It's almost like they have an inkling, basically. They may have a little inkling that this is the case, but they're not speaking on it right now. They're keeping very, very quiet. So we've got the Four of Cups showing up here as well. Now, the Four of Cups, again, really talks, you know, look at this. Can you see there's a hand that's being offered to this person? It's almost like they're not noticing. They're not noticing that this gift is about to enter their life. This person, there's an inkling there, right? But they're not dead certain. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not dead certain. So they're keeping a close eye out, okay? They're not saying anything, and it's almost like they're going to be surprised when you come towards them and say, look what's happened, this is what's happened, I'm pregnant, like we're really doing this now. They're not going to expect it, but they're going to say, I kind of knew it. In the back of my mind, I had an inkling. But it is almost like they're not fully aware of the fact that this is an actual thing, okay? This reading's been very, very interesting, but it's also been quite hard to make out. There's some difficulty here. And then again, I'm just getting this difficulty to communicate. How am I going to tell this person? Like, oh my God, you know, something like that. It's just, there's a struggle there. Very, very much a struggle. I feel like you're trying to clarify your own thoughts and feelings before you come towards this person, you know, and really let them know what's been going on. We've got house showing up here. Okay, so you could be moving into a bigger house, like I mentioned before. House really talks about stability. It talks about, you know, a place of sanctuary. It talks about stability again. You know, are we actually doing this? Is this a thing now? This house is a very, very much an established building. You know, there's no hiding this house. Look at the size of it. So it's almost like, you know, this is something that's going to become very apparent. You can't hide it. Absolutely, you can't hide it. It's not something that you can hide. Eventually, you're going to start showing. So it's almost like I'm hearing like time is of the essence a little bit. Maybe you're running out of a little bit of time in which to, you know, tell this person maybe. Change. Again, changes are coming. Changes are coming, and this is really telling me with this house card, change of residence. Okay, change of residence, also change of title, maybe even. Okay, things are progressing naturally. Lady of the Manor. Again, I told you that, in the beginning, this is like Lady of the Manor. Something has become very much established between the two of you now. This is more than just two people enjoying each other's company. You might identify as partners. This is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. This is like the real deal. Big changes are coming, and it's really going to establish this relationship. This is the concern. Concern is showing up, okay? So there's definite concerns here with regards to this pregnancy. Absolutely. Someone is just in their effing head thinking, how am I going to communicate it? How am I going to tell this person? It's almost like you're really getting in your own way. I think that's because of what's happened with you in the past, what's happened in, these past experiences have really kind of left you detached. You may have actually communicated with this person that you don't want children with them, you don't want any more kids, but now that this is the case, it's almost, maybe you've changed your mind. So it's almost like, how can I communicate this with this person? There's an element of concern either way, whatever way it resonates, just take that. Wow, you couldn't ask for any more confirmation if you tried. Child is showing up. Someone's having a baby. Someone's having a child. This is right next to concern. You know that this is going to change everything. This is going to change the whole dynamic. This is going to switch up the game. Absolutely. We're not doing this for shits and giggles anymore. This is serious. We need to be serious. We need to think about what we're going to do in the future. How we're going to live together. Who's moving in with who? How are we going to organise this? Things like that. Serious conversations. And then wealthy man. Now, wealthy man can be taken in two ways. It could absolutely imply that somebody is wealthy and they have a lot of money. But when I see wealthy man, I also see somebody who is very procreative, let's just say, very fertile. Yeah. This is somebody who is wealthy, if that makes sense. So this could be somebody who already has children, okay? But this is someone who is very fertile. That's just what I keep picking up. This is someone who is very wealthy. This is someone who is going to feel like the luckiest man in the world, I think, when you tell them. And again, I'm saying man, it's showing up as a man, but it could be a woman. Depends what your situation is and the dynamic of your relationship. But this is someone who is going to feel like the luckiest person in the world. I don't think that this person is going to receive the news in the same manner that you did. I think that there's more concern from your end. This person will probably be more accepting of it. And then we've got occupation. Now, occupation, you may be thinking about employment and what's going to happen with your employment. This is going to affect your occupation. Whatever it is that you do as a job, whatever it is that you do that brings in income and money, finances, that kind of thing, this situation is going to have some kind of effect on that. Okay, so that's just something to bear in mind. Finally, I'm going to clarify with a few of these cards from the deck that I made. This is a really nice reading, and I think this communication really just needs to take place. This is the gift from God. This is the gift from God that I kept going on about in the beginning. Communication is key. You need to have this communication. The answer is yes. Yes, this could be what somebody else is saying. Yes, let's do this. Yes, let's do this. Okay. I can't take constructive criticism. Okay, so again, somebody might be a little bit defensive with regards to some constructive criticism, right? That's interesting. That's interesting. I can't take constructive criticism. This is someone who's very, very touchy. Maybe at the moment this person feels like you're being a little bit touchy. Okay, so whatever it is that they're saying to you, you're just snapping at them, and that could be to do with the hormones that are raging inside you right now, trying to bring this little life into being. It's almost like you can't take any constructive criticism. You may, and this is what they're side-eyeing you at, and they're saying, is everything all right? But they're not saying anything to you. Okay, so that could be our energy. Just bear that in mind. Then we've got high haters. Okay, high haters. There could be people around you that are not happy about this situation. Okay, they could have something. Okay, so I can't take constructive criticism, and high haters could be indicative of people around you that are really kind of. It's almost like they're speaking to you and they're trying to be nice, but it's like there's this underhanded message within what they're saying. And it may be because they're jealous, okay? It may be because they're jealous. So you're not taking their constructive criticism. You know, you're not taking their advice. You know, you're not listening to them because it's almost like in the back of your mind you're saying, yeah, but you're just jealous, are you? Again, children coming up heavily in this reading. So whatever's going on is very, very much related to children, very much related to a pregnancy. Okay, remember when we, okay? So this really talks to me about the relationship developing. You know, you may have been with this person for quite some time now, and it's almost like remember when we, so it's giving me this vibe of the two of you being together for a while, enough time for you to reminisce on the times that you've shared together, you know, to reminisce on the things that you did. It's almost like you're saying, we're not going to be able to do that now, are we? You know, we're not going to have that freedom now, you know, something of that nature. Your intuition is calling you to pick up the phone. This is really telling me, that you know you need to do something about this. You know, something's bugging you, something deep down inside is telling you, look, I need to do this. I need to answer this call. I need to, get this message out, tell this person how I'm feeling, tell them what's going on. It's almost like your intuition is becoming very, very loud now to the point where you can't ignore it. Okay, it's causing you a sense of concern because you know that this needs to happen. And then the final card, watch the pennies and the pounds will make themselves. So again, like I'm saying, with regard to this occupation, this pregnancy could have an effect on your job. It could have an effect on the income that's coming in at the moment. You could be quite concerned that, that's something that you will have to sacrifice. With this Six of Pentacles, I am seeing like salary sacrificed. Okay, salary sacrifices. But watch the pennies and the pounds will make themselves really just says, at the end of the day, maybe you need to make some cutbacks, maybe you need to make some changes in order to accommodate this situation that's coming in for you. It can be done. It's just that there is going to be some changes that need to take place in your life. There's going to be some big changes. Again, moving to a property could be, could be one of those changes. Moving to somewhere. If two of you are living separate at the moment, it may be that you both come, under one roof, split the bills, that kind of thing. It's exciting. So that's your reading, Virgo. This is really exciting. This is really nice. If it resonates, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. I am going to leave it here, Virgo, and hopefully, you'll find some clarity in this situation, and things will work out for the best. But for now, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. Bye.